Alright, hello everyone, my name is Yasir Khan and thank you for watching the last couple of videos that I have posted on YouTube. I actually got such a good response from you guys that I thought to myself, why should I not do a similar review about SENuke X and what is working, what was working before, and what's supposed to work now, right? So as most of you might already know, Google has really changed things up the last couple of months, just like what happened back in 2010 and 2011. Nothing to be scared of, really. You just have to be a little more careful. A lot of a lot of people are actually thinking that these kind of tools, especially SENuke X, they're now outdated, which is not the case at all. This tool is still very powerful if you know how to use it, and this is exactly what we're going to do in this video, right? I'm going to show you how you can use this tool without and make sure that your website will never get into a penalty, it won't raise any red flags, and you will never rank lower. Okay, so once again, we've been doing this for a long time. We've been using SENuke X for more than I think around 2 years, right? So we pretty much know the ins and outs of this software, right? If you use it the right way, you'll get a ton of rankings. Okay, so let's get started. As you can see, we have a Lighthouse Legal 2 project over here, right? And this client is no longer with us. They're actually ranked pretty high for most of the terms, right? So that could be one of the reasons why they didn't sign up for recurring subscriptions with us, but that's totally fine. It was back in 2011, and as you can see, the last run is, it's a long time ago. 2011, right? So we will be using their project as an example, right? Just so I could show you a little bit of stuff. But before we do that, let's just go into the different sections that this software has. Okay, so as you can see, the first section is the niche research section. I've never used it, okay, because there are better tools out there which can pretty much do the same thing, right? I use Market Samurai and a ton of different keyword tools, right? Most of the tools are better than what they provide you here, but once again, this is not really this isn't really a concern because SENuke X is not for niche research, right? You should go with Market Samurai or other tools, and that would, those tools would give you a lot more keywords and much better results. So if you want to use it, that's totally fine, that's up to you, but I never use it. Okay, account creation, obviously you would always have to create accounts for most of the websites that you would be posting to, right? Because that's just the way it is. You can't really spam a site or post links to a site without creating an account over there, right? So you will always use this module. Social network, this is one of the most powerful modules out there. We use it all the time, right? And social network modules, social network sites, they have a platform which makes it very easy to post a ton of content and build links towards your money site, and it makes SEO really easy, right? RSS and other stuff, it's a little more complicated. It doesn't really help you out with SEO that much. But if you want to see quick ranking increases using just one or two of these modules, go with the social network. Trust me, I've tested this more than enough. Article directories, we never use them, right? For a reason, because if you do submit, if by any chance the software does submit to 20 or 30 article directories, you will most certainly not get more than 5 or 6 links, right? A huge majority of the article directories supported by this program will take a ton of time to approve your articles. Most of the times they won't even approve your articles because many people, including myself, they use spam content, right? And that's gibberish, and people get turned off, so they don't accept the article. Social bookmarking, while this can really help you with the SEO for your site, I've stopped using it personally because the problem with these kind of sites is that you submit one link in there. They use so many different tags that as far as Google is concerned, you have a lot more links pointing to your site than you would wish to have, right? Once again, it's really your preference. We don't really use it. Another problem with these kind of sites is that for every submission, I believe, you are supposed to fill in a CAPTCHA. So even if you automate the process, your overall cost will increase without a huge boost to your rankings, because it costs so much captchas, and many of the accounts that you submit to, they will get banned anyway, because you're submitting 5 or 7 different posts in a short span of 2 or 3 days, which looks really unnatural. And social bookmarking sites know that. RSS project. So what happens over here is that you create accounts on other sites, you post the content, and you will get a public URL, right? You create an RSS feed out of it, right, and you submit it to this module, and in theory you will get many more links, because you get a link back from the RSS aggregators, from the RSS directories. The problem here is that for the most part, like, only 20% of your submissions will be accepted. Most will not go through, right? Even if they do go through, most of the RSS directories, they're not exactly high quality, right? So we don't really use it that much. Web 2.0 profile, pretty much the same thing as a normal profile, right? The only difference is the general strength of these sites is a little higher, right? But the platform pretty much remains the same, right? You can't really post a ton of content over here for the most part. 200 words is as long as it would go, sometimes a little more, but that's pretty much the norm, right? So this really isn't it's the same thing as the forum profile project over here. What else do we have? Press releases. We use press releases some of the time, but the problem is a good portion of those press release sites, they're kind of problematic, right? You insert a link into your post, and you try to get a link up from that domain by submitting to them, but many of those sites, they put up your article, that's fine, but the embedded link gets deleted. So they have a lot of technical issues, and that's totally fine. There are so many options with this software that you don't really need to worry about one module not working. Pinger project, same as any other pinging services. You put a load of URLs in there, and you just set it to ping. Or you can use another website. It's called pingfarm.com, pingfarm.com, and they will let you submit as many as 500 URLs in a single go. I personally use that, and we have scripts, automated scripts in there as well to ping our links. So we don't really use the pinger, and we never use the indexer, right? Because we tested it, it didn't really work well. There are third-party services which allow you to index links much quickly, right? So we don't really use it. The toolbox is just a fancy little name for a way to switch IPs and to switch proxies in the software, right? So if you're making a ton of submissions, this is just an automated script which switches the proxy, that kind of stuff. We never use it because we have 5 different computers using SENuke X, and we stagger the projects, right? So there was never really a need to use it. Speaking about staggering, okay, so what most of the people do is they try to get as many links as they can in short bursts, which is probably not a good idea, especially with what's happening in Google these days. I would suggest going with at least 7 to 10 days. You can easily stagger your projects for 7 to 10 days, right? And you can just leave it. At the end of the day, at the end of the 10 days, you will get the project done. You'll get 400, 500 links, and that's the way it should be. So it's really up to you, but I would personally suggest going the staggered way. Okay, so looking at this project once again, let's see. I mean, this is just a simple module, and here we create all the accounts to those sites. Let's see. Let's move on to the press release. The press release module. Let's see what's happening here. All right, one of the okay, here's the thing that you need to change, and you need to be really careful about it. What we've done over here is we have just taken a bunch of articles using download seed article from Easy Articles, right? We've taken a lot of these articles and we've spun them to the maximum, right? It used to work before, now it doesn't anymore, right? It might a little bit here and there, but it is so easy for Google to figure this kind of stuff out. These kind of things leave such a huge footprint that you're probably better off not doing anything like this, right? So instead of just downloading a seed article, right, I would suggest get an article written, or if you're really good with writing, just spend like 10 minutes over here, you know, just write an article of 550 words, maybe even more, right? We've tested this, and articles which are 800 words or more, they get indexed much faster, and they generally provide a better boost in rankings, just because a link embedded within a huge article which is unique it says to Google that, yeah, you know, someone's put an effort for this, and this is an authority article, as opposed to just a trashy spammy article that everyone seems to generate so cheaply, right? So please generate your own content. Let's delete this. You can paste the content over here, and in the options, let's see, here, okay, here you go. I would suggest, okay, normally we have even over here on this computer, we have set the replacement frequency really high, and you shouldn't really do this, right? If you have your own content, first of all, there's no reason for you to spin it, right? That makes sense, because you're not scraping the content off of another website. It's your content. But then again, for example, if you're tired of writing articles, you can still use the same article in 3 different places, and that's fine. Just make sure that the replacement frequency it's not 100, you know, it's more around 20 or 30, so you don't get a lot of gibberish, right? Same over here, replacement quality, that's really up to you, but the idea over here is to make sure that the content is a human can actually read and understand the content, right? If everything is up here to 100%, it's probably a bad idea, because, well, you know, it's machine generated, it's gibberish, no one will really understand, you know, what you mean, right? And you don't want to do that, because Google has now has filters which can easily understand what's happening, right? So please be careful. Max the number of synonyms per term. You can drive it all the way down to 2 or 3, right? Because once again, you won't be replacing a lot of keywords. You don't really need a lot of spun content. Trust me. Go to Fiverr, pay someone $5, and they will provide you a really good article, right? And that would provide you a lot of SEO value down the road, as opposed to just using this function and getting 20 articles and then just merging them. So this, I personally don't think this is going to work that effectively anymore. You're pretty much better off writing your own article. Second thing, once again, same thing here. This has been scraped off of Easy Articles, or I don't know, some other third-party website. Change it, okay? Use your own. If you're talking about a client, use the client's name. Use the client's name, his company. Ask him about a little bit of a bio from his site and put it in, right? You can still use a spinner on it, but at least the content makes sense. It's unique. It's not been scraped off, right? So this should really help you out. And also, just think about it. Thousands of people use SENuke, right? So it doesn't matter what term you're going after. For example, lawsuit loans. That is the main keyword for this project. Don't you think 100 other people would be scraping the same content using the same keywords, using the same easy article sources? I'm pretty sure they would, right? So it's a really good idea to go after your own use your own content, as opposed to just downloading this content which turns really spammy when you rephrase it, when you spin it. Okay, apart from that, this is this pretty much given, right? Once you do sign up for the accounts, you can stagger this using the wizard. Just put in all this content in here. Just check all the sites. Normally they would already be checked, right? But if for example you want to span it across 10 days, the first day only 2 or 3 of these websites will get your content, and that is totally fine, right? Once again, put your content in here, right? Write the content yourself, or get it, make sure it's unique. Use the spinner if you want to, but only a little bit. Lower the replacement frequency, you're good to go, right? And you can generate a lot of versions, like 5 or 6 versions should be more than enough from a single article, and that should do the trick for you. If you want to be extra careful, order 5 articles. Okay, it's gonna take you it's gonna cost you 20 or 25 bucks. You can easily do that. Okay, that's a lot of SEO value down the road. Okay, so this is pretty much it. And one final thing: if you have your own content, doesn't really matter how unique it is, right? even if after you spin it it's 10 or 20% unique, that's totally fine because it is your content. You're the one who wrote it.